Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true. I'll go first. When I was
So this story is weird. So around this time, I was anywhere from like 8 to 10 years old, right? Growing up, my father always like watched ghost hunters, so I was very much into that stuff as well. So one day I was playing house with my brother, and we went from the living room, which was one room, and then we had to pass through the corridor, which was where the hallway was, and the front door, and there was like two windows in front next to the front doors, and then we were going into the office, which was on the other side. And when we were playing, we were passing from room to room to go to the office, and we had to obviously pass the front door. Before I get started, I've always told almost everybody I've met in my life about this story because it's like stuck to me. So, as I was passing this door, I seen something standing outside of the window. This is what it looked like. So the living room was here, the office was here, so we had to pass through here to get to the office. Standing outside of this window was where I seen the figure. But this figure had a very distinct look to it. And people always called me crazy, and they're like, why such specific detail about it? But the figure itself was a very tall figure with a blurred out, I want to say it was like a white blurred out face, so you couldn't see the face, but it had a purple hat, like a purple top hat, right? And a green suit. Very specific, right? I looked at it and it was there for a couple seconds and then disappeared, but my brother also saw it like this. I don't know, maybe it was a fedora or something. So years go by and I've had maybe a couple of experiences outside of that, nothing as major as what I remember this as, right? I start hanging out with somebody that I used to be really good friends with and it was, I believe, middle school, and I was in her basement and I was telling her about this story because it was just like something that randomly came up, and I was telling her the exact experience that I had, right? She looked at me and was like, Maddie, are you lying to me or something? Like, did you hear about this before somewhere? Because me and my friend, my childhood friend, in this exact basement, in the closet over there, we both walked into that closet because that's where all of our toys and costumes were. And we seen that exact same figure. Purple hat, green suit, blurry face. For years, we tried figuring out what this was. We have never in our lives heard anyone else experience this exact same thing, which is why I believe that that's why it brought us together and became friends, was because of this experience. It was so specific that it literally scared the shit out of us. Purple hat, green suit, tall face, like blurry face, whatever. So we did some research, and we weren't too sure if it's what people call the Hat Man, because people think of the Hat Man as this like Benadryl ghost or whatever, right? No, I think it's much deeper than that. So if anybody else has seen this figure, let me know. And it was also around the same exact time that I seen it, that she seen it. But during that time, we weren't really friends. We knew each other, but we didn't talk or hang out or anything. That's my Hat Man. That's who I think of the Hat Man as.